Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be starting a brand new reading vlog. Today we're going to start with, I think it's called Of Darkness and Light. It is book two of Blood and Fire. I always get the titles backwards, so I have no idea. I'll put it on the screen this time so you know what I'm talking about. This one is a dragon fantasy. If you haven't seen my other videos, I am obsessed with dragons right now. I've read several dragon books recently and I am just obsessed, thanks to Fourth Wing. And this is a book that I read the first one last year, and I have not even attempted the second one. I downloaded the second one on Audible like months ago. I just haven't gotten to it. I've just been so caught up in everything else. So it was on my priority TBR for the second quarter of the year. And we're almost done with June, so I gotta get on it. I will not finish it in June, but I will definitely start it in June because I'm gonna start it probably today. I've got one book that I'm finishing for a TBR vlog, and then I'm going to start this book. So, what this book is about, we are following, if I can remember his name, Callan, something like that. And he's your run of the mill farm boy. He is living his life, trying to go through this trial to like become a man. It's like their coming of age thing. And his life gets turned upside down. And so he and his friends are kind of thrust out on this quest with these dudes who are running from the empire, the government, that type of thing. So they're on the run. They've got a dragon egg, and this dragon egg hatches, and they're like, what? And so now they got to figure that out. We've got giants and elves and magic and dwarves. It's very Aragon-esque, but apparently after the second book, or after the first book going into the second book, it takes its own turn. So it's going to be a lot less like Aragon. And I grew up with Aragon, so I don't know how I'm going to feel about it taking this turn, but I really hope that I'm going to love it. I've heard really good things about the story. So I'm super excited to get into it, and I will let you know when I have an update. Welcome to the vlog. All right, guys, lots of updates in this clip. I started 2 books. I've been reading one, and I've got a coffee update that I really want to talk about, which y'all probably don't care about, but I want to talk about it. So we're going to get there in a second. Let's start with Of Darkness and Light. That's the book that I've been reading, and it's been a year since I read the first one, and I'm on book 2. So we have a lot of characters that are being introduced, and I keep having to ask chat, who's this character? What are they doing? Because I don't remember a whole lot. And so like I've had to like catch myself back up. But we're okay. We're getting there. I don't know, maybe like 2.5 hours at most into this story. So I'm not very far, and it's like a 26-hour audiobook. So I still have a ton of stuff to get through. And we got a lot of perspectives. Like we're jumping to like a lot of different people, and I don't remember it jumping to that many people in the first one. So that's a little bit jarring because I don't know who all these people are and like how they connect, and but I'm learning, and I'm fine. I'm gonna go with it. I like Kaylin well enough. I like some of the things that we're dealing with. It's very Aragon-esque. I can like see all the Aragon uh things that are like very similar, right? But I know that it's going to be different. I've heard that from a lot of people that it's very Aragon, and then it shifts and then it's its own thing, which is really cool. So I'm excited for that. We got a dragon happening. We got magic. We've got this big, big world, and I'm so excited about this. So I will try to keep you updated. And then one of the books I started was The One. This is by John Mars. This is a book where we're following a lot of different people. Like I started this morning, and I've only listened to like half an hour, and I think I've already heard like 5 different perspectives. Like it's a lot of people, but basically in this world we have this like matchmaker sort of website that you can sign up on, and you send your DNA in, and then it will send you who is your perfect match based on your DNA. And you got all these people who were meeting, who are interacting in some way with um this website basically. And you've got different characters. Like you've got one who's a killer. Like in his perspective, he killed somebody. So that happened, and we're like 30 minutes in, and we're already getting this kind of thing. We got one who is engaged to somebody else, and then like they're discussing if they need to do it. It's wild so far, and we're only 30 minutes in. And the last John Mars book I read, it was absolutely wild. Like could not put this book down because I just like had to know what was happening because it just got so unhinged, and it escalated so much. Like it was a great time. And so I'm really wondering like where this one's gonna go, if it's gonna have a similar vibe. So I just cannot wait for that. So it's going to be a wild ride. And then the other one that I've started reading was The Case Against Sugar. And so this is where my coffee thing kind of like comes into play because I have a lot of sugar in the day. And I don't know that like my level diabetes levels or whatever, any of that stuff is impacted by the fact that I have a lot of sugar every day. But I it's safe to say that like I am definitely addicted to sugar. I drink a lot of coffee. Like I could drink lattes all day long. And it's not really good for me. And so I'm trying to work on my health. Okay. And the coffee is like my biggest thing. Like right now, I've been doing a large coffee from McDonald's on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then I do a medium on Tuesday and Thursday, to sort of like start weaning myself off. And even just those days, I'm just like, I hate this. So I started looking at like zero sugar coffees and stuff. And I tried a cold brew with salted caramel syrup and almond milk. Never thought that I would be able to drink a cold brew because it just looks so like coffee. It's like a coffee. I'm a latte girly. Like I have to have the sugar and the sweetness. Like get out of here with that bitter taste. It was great. Absolutely loved it. I had asked a friend at work and she was like, "Yeah, I drink cold brew with yada yada, and I can't drink it bitter either, and I loved it as the cold brew, so it's fine." And apparently it's really low calorie, so that's great. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm reading some books on like sugar and how it affects the body to try and get my brain to be like, quit with the sugar, you know, just trying to really motivate myself to get it a little bit under control. Because listen, I can cut out most carbs. I used to be addicted to sweet tea, like addicted to sweet tea. And not even like McDonald's sweet tea. Like everyone talks about how sweet McDonald's tea is. I had to get used to the fact that McDonald's tea wasn't as sweet as the tea that I grew up with. Like it was syrup when I was growing up. Like we didn't even measure the sugar. You just put it all across the bottom, probably about this thick across the bottom, all the way across the bottom of that pitcher. And then you put the tea in. Like it was a lot of sugar, and we would drink that all day long. Like I learned how to make tea when I was like 7, 8 years old in a coffee pot so that I could help make tea because we just drank it so much. Like it was bad. I gave up tea. I only drink it every now and then. I usually drink like a diet soda or whatever. I never really drank a whole lot of soda, but I started drinking the zero sugar soda or the diet soda when I gave up the sweet tea. So, I mean, it's not like I went super healthy and went to water, but it was a little bit better. But so I can give up french fries. I don't have to eat french fries. Mac and cheese. I only eat mom's anyways, so it doesn't matter to me. I can give up potato chips. I don't eat chips. I'm trying to give up coffee. Trying to give up cookies. I love me a cookie, man. My family, we bought some of those Chips Ahoy chewy cookies. I can eat 4 of them. Easy. Not even batting an eye, right? So, like, it's that kind of thing. So, I'm really working on cutting back on like the processed sugar. And so, if I can start introducing those zero sugar calorie, not calorie. So, if I can start introducing those zero sugar coffees and the lower calorie coffees and like those just as much as like the lattes, then I'll be great. I can start weaning myself off of some of this sugar. And so that's my goal. So I don't know where it's going to go from here, but I'm excited about it. So that's definitely a start. But I think that's all of the updates for now. And so I will keep you updated. All right. So I have quick updates for Of Darkness and Light and The One. Let's start with Of Darkness and Light because that one's going to be a little bit quicker. So I'm probably just a couple hours into this book, and listen, I don't remember much about the first one at all, and it's bad. Like, I'm having to Google and ask ChatGPT, like, who's this? What are they doing? Where are they at? Because I have no idea. I don't remember at all. So that's been a bit of a struggle, but it's okay. We're getting through, and I'm actually enjoying it more than I normally would with a book that I don't hardly remember. We have so many new characters that it's wild. So we follow Kalen, right? But he's not been here much at all because we're following so many different people. So I don't know where it's going to go. It's been wild. And I'm really liking the characters so far. I find them to be pretty interesting. I'm really interested in some of the perspectives because we're getting some of like the opposition, the antagonists of the story. We're getting some of their perspectives now. The world is expanding. We're going to go to all kinds of places in this story. So I'm really excited. But it's going to be a minute before I can like really get through it because I only have a week left with my 3 borrows that I have right now for the one Echo Man and the first binding. The first binding, it's a 40 something hour audiobook. It's going to take me a minute. I'm going to have to reborrow it anyways. Not a big deal. Don't want to have to reborrow the one or Echo Man. So I am like focusing on the one right now. The Echo Man, I will start as soon as I finish the one. And so I'm really focusing right now. But so the one, this one is, I don't know where we're going. Like, I've sat here this entire first half of the book and I'm like, this is a thriller. Where do we go with this? Like, I don't know where this is going to go because so far the story is following a lot of different perspectives and they are meeting their matches or discussing in some form or fashion their relationships, their matches, whatever it is for like that specific person, right? And I'm just sitting there listening and I'm like, where do we go from here? Like, there's not really like anyone as like an antagonist. I mean, we are following a serial killer, but it, I don't know where that's going to go. I don't know that he's going to connect to all the other perspectives and make them get thrilling or whatever. It's a terrible sentence, but it's whatever. I don't know where we're going to go, but I'm starting to wonder if the people that we are matching with aren't exactly what they say they are, if we've got some lies happening, or if maybe the matches are just like not real, that it doesn't really matter. Some of these characters, let me tell you, they are weird, like weird, weird. And I've been weirded out from the beginning and I don't know what's happening. And I don't, I get like some people probably would respond the way that they're responding to the matches, but like relationships are ending if they're not matched. And people are questioning sexual orientations if they're not matched. People are questioning really weird life decisions because they're matched with somebody. It's been super interesting. Everyone is really weird with these matches. Like, as soon as you meet your match, they're like, "Oh my gosh, you're done. Like, you don't have to worry about dating anymore." And like, you can like fast track these relationships, and it's just weird to me. Maybe because I'm still living in like today's day and age when you don't fast track a relationship. I don't know, but it the whole thing is eerie to me, and it weirds me out. I'm really interested in the perspectives. I don't think there's any of them that I'm like not interested in. There is one particular perspective that weirds me out. Like, really weirds me out. And I don't know how that's going to go. But it's not weirding me out in like a bad way. Like, it's doing its job. Like, it's not poorly written or anything. It's just, it's doing its job. And so, I don't know. But I should finish in the next few days. See, the problem is that I'm going out of town Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So those 3 days, like, I'm not gonna do any reading. So that leaves me with very few days left to finish 2 whole books. So I gotta get to reading today and tomorrow. Thankfully, I'm already halfway through with this one, so it shouldn't be too bad. The fiance and I are going to Red River Gorge for the weekend, or well, not really the weekend, but like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And I've never been. He wants to talk me into going ziplining, and I want to talk him into going on the underground canoeing. So we may have to compromise and like just suck it up and do the things that we don't want to do. I'm scared of heights. I've never been ziplining, so that's gonna be terrifying. And we'll probably go hiking. So hiking's not too bad. It's not like super, super hot, but hope to have a good time. Hopefully I can get some reading done tomorrow because I'm staying home tomorrow. Not going anywhere tomorrow, so hopefully that'll help. But I will probably update you after I finish this book, and probably when I'm starting the next one, sometime in there. Okay, so I finished Echo Man. I started it and finished it before I even updated you just because life has been so busy this week. But I finished this pretty quickly. I think I started it Sunday morning. I started this book on Sunday heading to the boyfriend's because we were going to a trip. And so that was Sunday. And then I finished the book today, which is Thursday. And I did not listen to this at all Monday or Tuesday. Actually, no, it's a lie. I listened to it Tuesday night when I was coming back from the boyfriend's. So I did really well with this book this week. And I mean, it helped that it was only like 12 hours, so it wasn't very long at all. Thriller, so it's very compelling. And I like parts of the twist, but I didn't like it as much as I had hoped to. And I think the problem is that I read Good Samaritan by John Morris and it set the bar super high. Like Good Samaritan is likely to make my top 10 this year and nothing has matched it since. So I think that that's part of the problem. Echo Man, I don't even know that I gave you the synopsis for that. So I'll give you a really quick one and then I'll talk more about my thoughts. So we're following like this police force who is trying to figure out the killers. And they have a lot of these different cases that don't seem connected at all because the MOs are different, the population is different that's being targeted, and they start thinking, okay, maybe they're all connected and it's all one person. And so they're trying to create their psychological profiles. They're trying to follow all these leads and all these things. And it was interesting enough to keep going. It's probably like a 3.5 star read, maybe. There were a couple of things that really pulled me out of the story. I was really interested in Jess's perspective early on, but then I got pulled out pretty quick because I wasn't really compelled by her character after like that initial couple of chapters. Those first couple of chapters with her were great. And I really liked her. But then she ends up being accused of murder and then she's dealing with all those things and I just didn't really like how she responded. And that may just be the fact that I would not respond that way and so I don't like that she didn't respond the way I think she should have. But I mean, I guess she responded in the way that her character would. But I don't know. That'd be a stretch to think that that's how most people would have responded in her situation. So I just didn't much care for that. I did like the part of the story where we didn't know what was happening. We didn't know who to trust or who the killer was. We didn't know any of those things. And like right up until like pretty much the end of it, you don't even know all the pieces. And so I really liked that part of the story. I wanted to be like wowed a whole lot more and I wasn't wowed. I was interested, but I wasn't wowed. And so that's where I'm at. But again, I think that Good Samaritan just really set the bar really high and I was really expecting to be wowed by this and I wasn't. So there's that. I am still working on Of Darkness and Light. That one is going to be like my priority read for the next week or so. I'm trying to get done with it because it's been a minute and I'm still so far. Like I've barely touched it. Just been focusing on these other things. And so now's the time to like really focus on it. So here's hoping you'll get this video by the 1st of August. We'll see. Hey guys. So we're going to excuse my hair. I know it's like super frizzy right now. And I'll tell you why in just a minute. And like, I think my mascara is like super dark, but like, I'll explain why in a minute. But I just wanted to tell you that I haven't really been reading a ton for this vlog. I've been focusing mostly on a book for a different vlog because my borrow at Libby's going to run out. So I've been focusing on that book. So I haven't really read much since the last update, but that's going to change this week. I've also been on 2 vacations in the last 2 weeks. And so that's also really cut back on my reading time because I can't really listen to my audiobooks in the car when I'm like with other people. Like I don't do that. So I haven't been listening to Of Darkness and Light very much at this point. But I have some really fun, exciting trips to tell you about. And I got these books behind me to tell you about. And I got my hair to tell you about. So like, let's get into it. I'm going to start with last week's trip. Me and the fiance, we went to Red River Gorge and we stayed in like this like dome little hut thingy. And it was so cute inside. Oh, it was so cute. It had a hot tub. And I loved it so much. And so we did that, and we went hiking at Red River Gorge. Oh my gosh, listen. I Googled like the trails, and it said that this one was easy, right? They lied to me. Look at this. This is all stairs. This is not my definition of easy. And then it said the other ones were difficult. I'm like, I don't want to know what your definition of difficult is if that is easy, because that is not easy. And so we did a lot of stairs, and I am terrified of heights, but I actually did the sky lift up to Natural Bridge, and that was really terrifying. And like my fiance, he was like swatting at a fly or something, and I'm like, I need you to quit moving because like do not shake this thing. I hated it so much. Going down was much easier than going up. Going up was awful, but we had a lot of fun. We hiked when we got to Natural Bridge, and then we also did a Jeep tour, and that was absolutely terrifying. I mean, it was fun. It was a good time, but it was terrifying because so we're in this giant Jeep, right? And we're going down this hill, and it's muddy. So we're like sliding out of control, and the tour guide was like, "Yeah, we're out of control right now." And I'm just like, "Okay, that's fine. I'm okay right now." But then we come around the curve, right? And now we have to like go up this little part right here, and it's muddy here, and there's a cliff right here, right? And he's like, the mud's trying to take us to this cliff, and there's no trees or brush or anything right there to keep us from going off the edge. And I'm like, what the heck? I was terrified. And I think I would have been fine if he hadn't said that like he was worried about it, but he's like, I'm worried about this. Like he like said, I don't mind to put us into a tree, but I don't want to go over this cliff. And I'm like, I don't want us to go over this cliff either. Like I am holding my fiance's hand and I'm praying, and my window was down. I rolled my window up because like I need to be safe. Thankfully, we got through it, but that was terrifying. And then the rest of it was mostly fine. I don't mind like crawling up rocks and all those things. That was fun. Now we did crawl up. I'm gonna put a picture here. This giant wall right here of rock, and like I got like thrown around quite a bit with that one, but that was a lot of fun. Except for the hill, I didn't like almost going off the hill. That was very scary for me. But it was definitely a good time. Definitely recommend Red River Gorge if you've never been. I lived in Kentucky for like 20 something years, never been. And it was definitely really pretty and definitely worth it. And I definitely recommend one of these like hut thingies. They call them yurts, I guess, but it was great. I loved it. We had a great time. So that was trip one. Well, then trip number two, it was a girls' trip. Me and my niece and my friend, we went to on like a road trip, and we went to where was it? Like there's a natural bridge in Virginia, and they have a drive-through safari. And I'll put some of the photos up here of what happened. So you have first off, you have this petting zoo sort of like thing. So we went through this petting zoo, and we got to see like kangaroos and these birds and monkeys and lions, not lions, but like tigers and like some cheetahs. Like we saw those things. But then what you do is you get back in your car and you go through this safari in your car, right? And you got all these animals coming up to your car, and you have these like buckets of food, and you stick your arm out the window with the bucket of food, and then they eat out of the bucket, and you can like pet them and stuff. Oh my gosh, it was the funnest thing ever. We had the best time. I don't know the correct name for any of these animals. Okay, so every name that I call them, except for the llamas, that's not actually what they called. Okay, the llamas I know correctly, and the elks I know correctly, and that's about it. Maybe the Highland cow. That's about it. So I'm gonna put a picture here of this bull looking thing it met us at the gate. This is not called a bull, okay? It's called a like a Watusi or something. I don't even know. But this sucker, he had his head inside my car, and he licked my friend's like hair. Like her hair was down, like mine's hair. He like used his tongue and like licked her hair, trying to get to the food. Oh, it was wild. And then we had the llamas, and their llamas would like put their head all the way in the car, so trying to get to the food. And you got these little looking deer things. They're not deer, okay? They're called something else. And they're so cute, but they're so mean. They will put their nose into the bucket and then like jerk it, and like you almost lose your whole bucket. And so it's like 3 miles of driving in this like I don't know, sanctuary for these animals, and they just like come up to your car and you feed them and you pet them a little, and it was the best time. And look at this elk, okay? This elk is huge. He also had his head in my car. Well, actually, no, I think it was a girl who had her head like all the way in my car, like in my lap. It was wild. Like we had the best time with that. Then we went to this store called Primark. It's like a European store, and I got some like gold earrings. I don't have any gold hoops, but everyone seems to be wearing the gold hoops right now, so I'm gonna try them out. So I got those for real cheap, real cheap. I got like 10 pair for like $5.50, like really, really cheap. And we went to Target. Man, guys, that's where these come in. I should not be trusted at Target with books, okay? Because I ended up getting, okay, so I got The Devils. I got it like 20% off, which was really cool. And this is a book that I know I'm going to read and I know I'm going to love because, I mean, it's Joe Abercrombie, so, of course. And it's on my list to, like, read really soon. So, definitely a good buy. And then the second one I got, just because, like, I wanted to, was this one. And it was also 20% off. This is The Emperor of Gladness. And this is one that I think that I'm really going to love, but I don't know. But it's also on my list to read really soon. So it's totally fine that I just went ahead and bought it because it was really cheap. I think it was like $14. So like that was really easy. But then these next two, okay? So something about me is if I can't decide, then I just get both, okay? And I really got swept up in the fact that they were mysteries. I'll put the picture up here before I unwrapped them. So I did make sure to take a picture. And so me and my friend, we both read. She doesn't read quite as much. She's really more like a collector than an actual reader. But anyways, so she had saw these blind date with a book sort of thing. One was a romance, one was a thriller. Well, what we did was we both got one of each. So I got one mystery and I got one romance. And because I couldn't decide, so I got both, right? Well, I got this one. I've never heard of it, but it sounds so cute, and it's Lucy Score. And I didn't tell you about any of those books, but I'm gonna tell you about this one. It's like a Hallmark movie. So I really think I'm gonna end up liking it because it sounds really cute and all those things. And then the thriller that I got was The Red Letter, which I've never heard of either, which I think was pretty cool. I was kind of concerned that they were gonna put books in there that I had heard of, and then I would be like really disappointed because I was like, I really don't want to read that, or I already read that, you know. It actually would have been fine if I'd already read it because then it wouldn't add to my TBR. But anyways, so I got all four of those while we were at Target. I really don't need to go to Target. I always forget that I really like Target. I think I've only been in Target like 5 times in my entire life. And I forget that I like Target. So it's probably a good thing that I forget that though. But then we went to where else did we go? We went to the beach in Nags Head, North Carolina. That's over near the Outer Banks. Yes, we decided to go there. Actually, we decided to go there because we wanted to go see the wild horses, but also it was really cool because me and my niece have both watched Outer Banks, and so we thought that was cool. And yes, we do know that it was not filmed in the actual Outer Banks; it was filmed somewhere else, which is sad, but it's okay because we still had a really great time. I really liked the Outer Banks. I thought it was really pretty. It's like this little island over in North Carolina. I didn't know we had islands in North Carolina, but apparently we do because Google said that it's technically an island. And we did cross into the ocean on a bridge a couple of times to get there, so that was a lot of fun. So we went to the beach, and then we also went and seen this wild horse tour. So basically, you get in the back of this dude's truck, and he drives you to the beach, and you guys are looking for wild horses on the beach. So we drove on the beach, we drove through sand dunes, and unfortunately, it was raining the day that we went, and so because of that, horses were seeking shelter, so they weren't really like easy to find. So we didn't get to see very many, but it was still a great experience because here we are in our little like light jackets and ponchos and like in the back of this truck, and it's raining on us, and we're just having a great time. Like we had a great time doing this, even though we didn't get to see a ton of horses. We love the beach. We love just adventuring and doing stuff. And plus, it's more of a fun story if everything goes wild versus when everything goes like completely right. And so we just had a really good time getting to hang out with each other. And I mean, we did a lot of driving. I mean, we did a lot of driving. I did a lot of driving. The last leg of the trip was from Nags Head to home. Well, to my friend's house. So we dropped her off first. It's 12 hours, and I did that yesterday. We left there at like 3:30 p.m. and we got home this morning. We dropped her off at 4:30 a.m. and then I got home a little after 5 a.m. And so it's been a long day, okay? Because I didn't even get to sleep all that long. I didn't go to church because I knew I needed to sleep. So I slept until like 12, right? Well, then my fiance was showing up because we have our engagement photos today. And that's why my hair is the way that it is because I got all nice and dolled up and I curl my hair and stuff. But then, like, we did our photos like in the creek and it's summer, so it's hot. So I was sweating and so my hair is a bit of a mess now. But we had a great time. It was a lot of fun. I went barefoot in the creek, and you know how that goes. Slipping all over the rocks and falling over and all that kind of stuff. And so we just had a really great time. Um, but I think that that is all for the trips. Hopefully you enjoyed the pictures. If you've never been to the drive-through safari and you are okay with your car getting disgusting, I mean it's not that bad, but if you're okay with it getting a little bit gross, then I totally recommend doing a drive-through safari. It's over in Virginia. It was the most fun that we had all trip. Like we absolutely loved it. We laughed the whole time. And my car is actually really okay. It's got some like llama lip prints on the window, but I don't have any scratches or anything. We thought that the bull thing had like scratched part of my car, but it looks fine. So I don't know what that was. It might have like bucked out or whatever. Um, we do have a lot of like those food pellet thingies in my car, so I had to vacuum those out. But you know, it's a paid off car. It's like a little Mazda 3. Like, it's not a BMW or a Corvette or anything. I wouldn't take any of those. Might not be great. But we had a great time. And my car's fine, and so I'd highly, highly recommend it. I think that you would have a lot of fun. Like, if you enjoy animals at all, you enjoy any kind of adventure at all, you would enjoy this because it was the best fun. It was the most fun that I've had in a long time, and I've done a lot of things this summer, but I think that that probably takes it's definitely top 2 of my favorite things that I've done on vacation, so highly recommend. But I think that that's gonna be it for the vlog for now. I don't know when I'm going to have more updates for Of Darkness and Light, just because I'm focusing on this other book to finish it out, and that might take the rest of this week. So this vlog will have to go ahead and end, or it'd have to be super extended over a long period of time, and I don't really want to do that. I kind of just want to go ahead and finish it. So if I decide to do that, then let me know in the comments what you've been doing this summer. Have you had any grand adventures? Let me know your favorite places to like vacation or like adventures that you've been on, because I just love doing things. So let me know in the comments, and I will see you in the next one.